This ties into what has happened to the likes of myself, Lady of Ira, Mousy. This is what has happened to us. That there's something in a particular video that they don't want getting out, so they get their employees at YouTube. They have people in all of these positions, and yeah, people might think it's great that when Mr. Musk bought Twitter, that he did a big clear out, and the thing going on with Dodge about the Department of Government Efficiency. That's what it stands for. How they're sending out the emails and they're going, right, tell us what you've been doing, all this stuff, which sort of gutted out all those people that were doing fuck all. They were just going into work, doing fuck all in there. If anything, they were only pushing one narrative, so it was kind of they couldn't really talk about what they were doing because it would look one sided, wouldn't it? It was a good way of catching people out. I'll give them that. But this Garron fella, now, he's an Irish lad, right? And I get the type of videos he was doing. He was doing, he was showing you like Irish things, like Irish tea brands, crisps, all this, and he might get a laugh and a joke about it. Bit of sense of humour about him, you know what I mean? Bit of a comedian, which I liked. I didn't tune into every one of his videos, but there were the odd one or two of them where that's fucking hilarious. Like that's us, you know what I mean? He was describing Irish people, and he was describing them perfectly with a little bit of a comedic spin on it, which was good, and what got him such a big following. Which this what I'm going to explain to you what happened to him is partly playing into why I don't want to go above 10k subs, because I know once you hit that 10k mark, you're monitored even more. Believe it or not, once you hit it's something about the 10k mark on your followers, you get watched a lot more, in the sense of they're monitoring us even more, because they have to sort of crunch out these big time what they would see as influencers when they talk about a topic like mass migration or migration of unvetted males. They have to snip it in the bud, especially if you're like Garron here and you're over the 10k mark. He's in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. He's on other platforms as well, like TikTok and all. But have a listen to what he says here, and you tell me if he says anything bad.
So Conor McGregor was in the White House the other day. I have been inundated with messages to talk about this. Now,
So there's a good point. He was flooded with messages to talk about it. Now, doesn't it being one particular subject, I get all subjects thrown at me because of the vast amount of things that I talk about, right? But the kind of like, so he knew about it, but he wasn't going to do a video about it. But the fact that loads of people reached out to him and asked him because they wanted to find out his opinion on it, So it literally was just people wondering what this Irishman's opinion was about McGregor's speech in the White House the other day.
I get asked for my opinion on these kind of serious topics all the time. I don't know why the fuck people care, because I just shouted cups of tea on the internet. Now, the reason that I prefer not to make videos about this sort of shit is because I don't think it's fucking useful. The entire story of the world is being told in poorly researched headlines and 40-second fucking TikTok clips, and it is making people fucking nuts.
See? The man's intelligent because that's exactly the way I see it as well. Like how I say to you about this cognitive warfare. God, he's like, oh, he's off again. Well, it all ties into it because, like I said to you, with the topic that he's talking about, the McGregor thing, how many times have I said it to you now? It's like, if you could just take that 30-second clip, and that's what he mentions. The world's getting all its information from these little 30-second clips, and it's driving everyone fucking mad. Well, he doesn't know that I know this, but I go out and I see all these busloads of unvetted males. I see them. I have countless videos of them. I upload them all the time. Countless videos of busloads of unvetted males coming in. And they're not Ukrainians, So he did pick up on that. That is that, but it also ties into the cognitive warfare because, yeah, we know all that negative stuff surrounding McGregor. We know. because he went to court and all that stuff, blah de blah. He also punched an old man in a pub because he wouldn't drink his whiskey, which a lot of us were disappointed with. You don't do that because the man didn't want to drink your whiskey. You just punch him, and you're a fucking UFC fighter. He's just an old man. That really, a lot of the Irish public turned on McGregor when that happened. And that's being blatantly honest with you, because that was absolutely disgusting behaviour, especially from a trained UFC professional, a world champion, And then the other one, of course, McGregor went along with the government and told us to trust the government in the sense of everything around the Great Whooping Cough 1.0. I know people have shared that link to me. I did see it before, and I did see it at the time it was happening and thought, yeah, fucking sell out, But knowing all that, when he said what he said in the White House about towns being overrun, that's true. Isn't that mad? So they've put that man up there, they put that McGregor up there. He says 30, 40 seconds of truth, but you're not supposed to pay attention to anything he says because he's been convicted in a court of law. He hit an old man, and he propagated or supported the government when they wanted to push that thing into everyone's arm in Ireland. So, you see the two conflicting sort of things around McGregor alone. McGregor as an individual, with these two conflicting things. So it's going to be a lot harder. It's a lot harder for an NPC to look at that and come to some other conclusion other than I'm really not supposed to listen to this man because he punched an old man in the face for not drinking his whiskey. He pushed the Jabberwockies and he got convicted in a court of law. Now he's saying that towns are being overrun in Ireland with unvetted males. Didn't exactly say unvetted males. I think he just said immigrants or something to that effect. A little bit more sugar-coated. Whereas, with me, if they had let me up in that White House, I would have been like, this is mass migration. The Irish government are tyrants, They're using the police force, the Garda force against local native Irish people just so they can keep the flooding going, Hang on, let's hear what else he says.
For me to talk about this in a way that's even approaching being useful, I need to spend 25 minutes talking about Conor McGregor the person. I need to spend 40 minutes talking about immigration in Ireland. I need to spend 40 minutes talking about the fucking economy in Ireland. I need to spend an hour and a half talking about our fucking government. Now, my opinion on Conor McGregor is irrelevant, but I don't think he's a good person. I don't think it's particularly hard to find evidence of that. But it doesn't surprise me in the...
Now, he just told you what I said to you. A lot of us would find it hard to trust McGregor. And that's why I'm saying this guy's he's a really intelligent guy because he's seeing it for what it is. He's not quite over the line just yet. Maybe it's the little niggling thing. And in response to this video, he's been cancelled off everything. They came after him and they cancelled all of his platforms for this one video. Isn't that mad? That's how hard they're trying to hide someone pointing out a different way of looking at things when it comes to this mass migration. They cancelled him. They cancelled the chap. And he's mostly like comedy and satire. So even comedy and satire now, But because because the sensitivity of the topic that the government don't want you listening to, they had to cancel him because he's too big of a following, too big of an influence.
At least to see a lot of people agreeing with what he was saying. There absolutely is an immigration issue in Ireland. That doesn't mean that people feel like we shouldn't take the refugees that we're able to take. It doesn't mean that people feel like people shouldn't be able to come here for better opportunities. But the systems that we have in place are being taken advantage of. And that is plain to see. And the government continually does not allow people to express their concerns about that.
Bingo! Bingo! And they can't, Garron. They can't. And hopefully this makes you see that they can't let us discuss this topic. Because if more people out there are informed by it, truthfully informed about the situation, then there'd be fucking uproar. There'd be, I don't want to say the civil thing, but there would be mass unrest. That's what there would be. There'd be mass unrest if what we know, the people that are tuned into what's actually happening, if more people knew about that, there'd be mass hysteria everywhere, all over the country, you know? So they can't let it get out. They can't let the truth get out. They have to keep sugarcoating it, cancelling people like this fella here, Garron. Cancelled me. They cancelled me twice, 3 times now on YouTube. I'm not on Facebook or anything. Twitter, it's quite good. I get fact checked now and again, but that's about it. So yeah, what else did you say? Hang on.
Along with this, Ireland continues to become one of the richest countries in the world, while most people's quality of life is going down. Our towns, and especially our cities, are becoming much less safe. Now, that's not just because of immigration. There's a lot of factors to that. But if you can't see that that's happening, then you have not left your house.
It's brilliant. What a comment, Garron. What a comment. If you can't see what's going on in Ireland, you mustn't leave your house. And do you know, the amount of keyboard warriors that are out there, I'd say that's the case. That they don't even leave their house. They probably don't even leave their road. Do you know that way? Social anxiety and all. But behind the keyboard, even though they're siding with the government, even though they're siding with their own demise, they still can't fucking see it.
Communities all over Ireland are concerned, and their concerns are continuously not being heard. And when you continuously suppress what people are feeling, you turn them towards more extreme beliefs, you increase their distrust in the government, and you push people towards racism. And
oh my God, he's fucking on it, man. He's on it. No wonder they wanted this video taken down. Because the man is fucking on it. Even though I said earlier he mightn't be fully clued in on the situation, or he's still holding back a little bit because of fear of what. Sure, they cancelled you in anyway, Garron. They cancelled you in anyway for this video, you know? So what's that tell you? That it tells me that they're fucking ruthless. These people are ruthless and are willing to cancel anyone that's having any sort of open debate or constructive criticism. Let's call it this. This is what we want. We want to have a debate about constructive criticism of our government. But we're not allowed to have it because they keep cancelling people like Garron here with a big voice, who have a big voice. And like I said, I hope I don't go above, I hope I don't hit 10k on YouTube. Because as soon as you hit that 10k mark, that's it. You're monitored even more for a reason.